Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Previewing Call of Duty 2025 here with Black Ops 7. We've talked a lot about various different leaks and rumors surrounding this game so far. What's going on between some of the multiplayer stuff and the expectations there, some of the zombie stuff, how the storyline's gonna go, what could be happening with Warzone. We've seen a bunch of different stuff surface, and we've really only not even hit the start yet, quite frankly, because everything that we've seen up until this point has been unofficial, the leaks and the rumors. We're still waiting on the full reveal for this, which could be coming in the next few days and weeks. You know, as we get into early summer here, it's typically when we see the new Call of Duty reveal. Then we'll get into Call of Duty next, and then the beta, and then the full launch will be here before you know it, right? Time is flying. But with that, Black Ops 7 is in a very, very unique and interesting spot. And some of it's not for great reasons. I'm always going to be on the optimistic side first of everything. That's just how I live my life. I feel like being negative about things or forcing, a negative energy into something is just a waste of time and energy, right? But I also, especially with Call of Duty and with the platform I have, want to voice my concerns, want to voice my constructive feedback where I can. And looking towards Black Ops 7, even now when it's just a lot of leaks and rumors and information like that, there are things going into this year's COD in particular, because of what we've seen already with Black Ops 6, that are some red flags in my opinion. And today, I wanted to break down in more detail what some of these concerns are for Black Ops 7. So first up, by far, I think the biggest red flag and the biggest thing that I think could either make or break this game is the production timeline. Because it's going to be a similar situation to MW2 and MW3 as we just saw previously, right? So this was the first time in COD history with Modern Warfare 2022 going into Modern Warfare 2023 that we saw back-to-back titles from the same story, from the same, sub-franchise, if you will, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, etc., right? So a direct sequel for the first time ever following up the last year's game. And Modern Warfare 3, for that reason, was posed outright as like a DLC for Modern Warfare 2. And whether or not you want to call it that doesn't really matter. You know, I address it and classify it however you want. I think it's pretty objective to say, though, that Modern Warfare 3 and the expectations it had far exceeded Modern Warfare 2 and the expectations it had. Modern Warfare 2 was a multi-year developed title, and it fell short. It started off really, really hot and could not sustain anything throughout the year, and saw a very, very harsh drop-off because of the design decisions with that game. Modern Warfare 3 only had 16 months, a minimal amount of time for Call of Duty developments compared to all the other titles that we've seen as of late, and it blew expectations out of the water. It started off decent and then only got better as post-launch support started. We saw the best post-launch support of all time in Call of Duty, in my opinion, in terms of quality, but also just objectively in terms of quantity season after season. And so that was a big surprise. But with that, obviously, Infinity Ward developed Modern Warfare 2022. Infinity Ward did not develop Modern Warfare 3. They had a hand in it. They had some design direction and apparently some things that they did not allow for Sledgehammer, and they were in some kind of control there, but they weren't the main developers. That's different this time around with Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. We yet again have a sub-franchise sequel happening right after the year where we just had a Black Ops title, so 2 Black Ops titles in a row. But according to everything that we know, Treyarch obviously developed Black Ops 6, and Treyarch is developing Black Ops 7. So it's going to be the same studio doing the game 2 years in a row. That's never been done before in Call of Duty, and that could either be awesome. It's like, okay, you're getting direct feedback as Black Ops 6 is happening. You're getting that, feedback from the community as you roll out different updates and you test out different things, and you can react to that on the fly, both in Black Ops 6 and in your production for Black Ops 7, which is awesome. And that could be a really good thing for the development of COD 2025. On the inverse, though, back-to-back games you have to develop, there's gotta be some time constraints there, some personnel constraints. How much can you focus on Black Ops 6 now post-launch without taking away from the production of Black Ops 7? And how much can you focus on the production of the next game while maintaining your current game and making sure it's meeting the standard season after season? Unless they have, really planned this out way ahead of time to, divert and schedule out specific dev times for this part of the game and that part of the game, so on and so forth. I feel like there could be a lot of very messy things happening behind closed doors that we may or may not ever get word of when it comes to the production of Black Ops 7 and how it's being split with Black Ops 6 post-launch. I do think that could be really, really rough. Now, again, the blueprint is there for, you know, a direct sequel game. Modern Warfare 3 did it phenomenally. And so far this year, you know, you compare Black Ops 6 to Modern Warfare 3, it's like, oh, Modern Warfare 3 developed in 16 months, had the best post-launch content support of all time. Black Ops 6, the most developed game ever for COD, 4-year dev time, has largely fallen short of the expectations that Modern Warfare 3 set. How much hope does that give you for Black Ops 7 if it's not being developed in the same amount of time? Or was that by design? Okay, Black Ops 6 will be strong at launch, but then post-launch won't be as strong because we're going to shift focus to Black Ops 7. I wouldn't be surprised if that was sort of their mindset there. Again, probably something we'll never actually have officially addressed, but this production timeline is concerning because it is unprecedented for Call of Duty, and there's already enough stress on a studio to create one COD game in any given era, let alone two back-to-back. And obviously, sort of piggybacking off of the same thing, much like I mentioned with Modern Warfare 3, following up Modern Warfare 2, you have the whole thing of it feeling like a DLC. If there's going to be carryover, for instance, even though, you know, Black Ops 7 is reported to be like a Black Ops 2 follow-up, it's directly following a Black Ops title. Maybe they add in carryover, maybe there's a lot of tie-ins with Black Ops 6. Do you create that feeling of DLC again? Is it just going to be a Black Ops 6.5 title? I feel like that in and of itself is never something it's going to be able to escape, even if it were to say launch with more content than Black Ops 6, or have so many different elements compared to Black Ops 6, or maybe not even follow up the direct timeline that Black Ops 6 is setting up in some cases because the time period jumps and the era jumps there. If there's any correlation there, it's going to be connected. It's going to have that connotation of being a DLC title, which does, you know, slow down a lot of hype for launch. And Modern Warfare 3 suffered from that a lot, where it launched pretty poorly in comparison to other titles and then picked up steam as the year went on, and people realized, oh wait, it's better than Modern Warfare 2, right? Another thing that I think is a little bit concerning here, because once more we're going from Treyarch to Treyarch in back-to-back years. How much are they going to implement engine updates? How much are they going to implement Ricochet updates? Now, obviously, Treyarch or any given studio, Infinity Ward, Raven, those guys are not in charge of doing the anti-cheat. That is going to be Team Ricochet. That's its own separate department and studio in and of itself, essentially, right? But when the same studio is designing a game back-to-back, you know, in a row there's only probably so much they're looking to change off the core mechanics of the game and the core design of the game from like the engine standpoints and everything. So if that's the case, that does lead into other concerns where it's like, okay, if the engine's not updating that much, if Ricochet's not seeing a major overhaul because it's not a huge shift in the design properties of the game, well then how easy is that going to be to crack for cheaters and cheat developers to then bypass that stuff and plague the game with cheaters for yet another year? Obviously, it's been a huge problem this year as well. So just that sort of seamlessness there, while it might be convenient from a dev standpoint, you don't have to spend as much time redoing things and rebuilding things. Long term, it might have some negative effects on the game. Now, we've talked a lot about the precedent that Modern Warfare 3 set, being the first ever direct sequel title, and one of the main precedents it set and one of the main expectations that it set was post-launch support. Sledgehammer knocked it out of the park, as I've said numerous times, not just in this video, but ever since Modern Warfare 3 dropped. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Black Ops 7, you have an expectation now. A direct sequel coming off a 4-year developed title that has not had as great of post-launch support as opposed to a game that was developed in less than half the time of it. Black Ops 7. How is it going to hold retention? If it doesn't launch with a ton of hype because it's viewed as a DLC title again, how can it hold players over time like Modern Warfare 3 did, despite its, you know, lackluster launch in terms of hype, at least by comparison, right? It's still Call of Duty. It's still the #1 seller. Even if it's a low hyped game for COD, that's still twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times the hype of any other standard game out there, right? Just because the name Call of Duty. But over the seasons, as you get into season 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, how can you hold players? Well, the blueprint is there. Modern Warfare 3 set the blueprint. Treyarch reversed a lot of that with the launch of Black Ops 6, despite the fact that it seemed like they had ample dev time to follow that blueprint up. Can they revert what they've done with Black Ops 6 and make it more like Modern Warfare 3 and actually go around retention-based updates and do it in a way that doesn't feel forced, like it's begging us to play the game? It actually gives us a reason to want to play the game with weekly challenges, cool events, aftermarket parts, whatever the case is, long-term grinds, things that keep you active in game and things that keep you wanting to come back week after week or bi-weekly to check out what's new and what's being updated, right? So a lot of that just has to do with a Black Ops based title in and of itself. Whatever Black Ops 7 is going to be at its core between multiplayer, zombies, and campaign. You then also have the entirety of the Warzone side of things, which is its own beast, and it probably should be its own beast, aka not directly tethered to Call of Duty HQ or to the main title. We see the same issues every single year because Warzone is forced to be a part of the same launch, the same setup as the main premium title. And that causes so many conflicts, whether it's between studios and how they develop things and they have to port things over to make it work in Warzone, and then doing so breaks so many different things, and then it's just bug zone at launch constantly. The Warzone integration for Black Ops 7, if there is one, has to get it right. You're going off of Verdansk, presumably. We don't know what's happening with Avalon. Gameplay's already looking questionable there from a content standpoint. Is it going to be its own standalone thing? Is it going to be tied yet again to the same core stuff as the premium title and have that connotation of, oh, at launch, it's probably going to break everything? Or have they finally learned, okay, there were so many issues that were caused by this when we did the Warzone integration. We know better now. They did mention that Black Ops 6's Warzone integration was so buggy because they were finally all together and they were ready to approach things on the same engine and in unison, as opposed to having to port things back and forth to make everything work. So maybe the lessons learned from the poor Black Ops 6 Warzone integration can actually be applied to the Black Ops 7 one, but also Warzone, as we've said for years, needs to be standalone. So however they approach this, it's going to be impactful and it's going to be very telling of what the future beyond Black Ops 7 of Warzone probably looks like. If it breaks everything again, I can't imagine they go all in on a Warzone integration and connect it anymore. They do probably push it to standalone, but if it breaks everything again, there's going to be no trust in players coming back. There's already very little of that to begin with Warzone. You continue to do the same mistakes year after year. At some point, players just won't come back year after year. So while yes, we've got a lot to learn for Black Ops 7 in general here, there is already a lot that we know of based on leaks, rumors, inside information that certainly causes some concern, that raises some red flags. We'll have to see over the coming days, weeks, and months how things play out. Of course, I'm gonna be keeping you guys up to date with everything going on in COD as we do get new leaks and rumors, official reveals and announcements. Anything going on for COD 2025 we'll be covering here, so stay tuned for that, alongside everything else going on in COD on a day-to-day basis as well. Feel free to hit that subscribe button to stay in the know, and if you enjoyed this video, a like rating on your way out is always really appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.